Hey guys, so now we're on to Lammas, or Lunicid, or whatever you guys want to call this particular Sabbath. So Lammas, on the eve of August 1st, Wiccans gather to celebrate the first of their harvest festivals, which is Lammas. The name Lammas is a derivation from Loafmas or Halfmas, an ancient celebration of bread loaves that villagers would fashion from the first grains of their harvest. The gathering of grains and making of loaves marked the beginning of the harvesting season in rural or Old Europe. In Ireland, they call Lammas the Feast of Lughnasadh, pronounced Lu-na-sa, the feast of the Celtic god Lu. Occultists draw parallels between the Celtic Lu and the Roman Mercury, since both are gods that are skilled in all arts, especially in magic. Lughnasadh was aptly named because it was a tide of great natural magic for the rural folk of Europe. The earth, their mother, was providing them once more with fruits and grains so that they might live. They watched seed become sprout, bud, leaf, and then flower. To the ancient mind, and still to us today, this was a feat of stupendous natural magic. The theme of sacrifice was an important aspect of the ancient celebrations of Lughnasadh. This sacred harvest represented the sacrifice of the horn god as he manifests through the grain to sustain human lives. This archetypal theme of altruistic sacrificial offering, in this case through death, is the same found through the globe in various guises, but which remains a familiar centerpiece of the Christian mythos. In the Celtic mythic cycle of Mabinogion, Lu represented the European manifestation of the sacrificed god archetype. Other names of the old European sacrificed god were John Barleycorn and the Green Man. Pagan folk of old Europe would actualize this theme of the sacrifice god through the reaping of their first crops, which represented the god's sacrifice. Celebrants might mark the feast day with circular dances aimed at regenerating the earth and building the community. They might also offer newly harvested crops as sacrifices to the old gods. Celtic pagan priests would invoke the gods Lu and Danu to protect the harvest. Villagers might then play at games that represented the winnowing of grain. Now, I'd just like to put a side note to this. It may not be my favorite, but it's one of my favorite Sabbats, and for a very minimal reason, just, my birthday is exactly a week after this. So, this Sabbath happens, and then I turn another year. And surprisingly enough, this year I will be 28. Anyway, so just a side note. So, practice harvest, luck, and house protection. What you'll need is fresh produce of your choosing, favorites among pagan or corn and squash, a brown taper candle about 5 to 6 inches in length. Again, if you guys don't want this to burn so long, if you guys can't find a big taper candle, just get a small one. I find brown ones at my local occult store all the time. Or you can find, other candles to suit your needs, I guess. One magical Lughnasadh custom was bringing the prized and highly magical first sheaf of corn across the first door threshold of one's home. The villagers would offer this honor to the person who obtained the first sheaf of corn, and the custom would ensure luck and protection from illness and poverty for the coming year. In your practice today, go to the grocery store and select a produce or grain item that has symbolic attributes that represent a quality that that you would like to bring into your life. For example, you may select a bunch of carrots because their orange color seems to represent the warmth of the sun. You may select a red pepper because you want to bring zest and vitality into the home. An apple might appeal to you because it represents soothing feminine energy. Be creative in your own selection process. Make your own symbolic associations. Bring the produce or grain to your home, but before you bring it inside, light a brown taper candle, a color that represents the earth and harvest, and hold it in your left hand. Stand before the front door of your house, hold the food item above the lit candle flame, and say, O holy Lu, Lord of the harvest, bring, state your desire, into my home with this harvested fruit of the land. Step over the threshold of your front door, place the food item somewhere near the door through which you just entered, and set the candle close by. Allow the candle to burn completely out. After the candle extinguishes, prepare and eat a portion of the food item in silence. That is all I have for you for day 137, and I'm hoping to be so much better with this, because not only is it kind of boring to you guys for me to just read it out, I would much rather to, like, journal it with you guys, kind of in a live setting, because, you know, that's what I wanted to do initially, and I'm kind of mad at myself that it hasn't happened, but we're so far into it, and I'm so along this path that I don't want to restart. So we're going to do it this way for now and see if I can get to a point where I can, you know, be there all the time. But that's all like I said, that's all I have for you for day 137. Blessed be and keep crafting, witches.